Hello, in this session we are going to see how to use tags. To know what is tag, let's take an example. Okay, so this is my folder structure. Okay, so I have folder called A, and inside that I have test suite 1 and I have test suite 2. Okay, inside that I have test case 1, test case 2 and test case 3. Okay, and inside test suite 2 I have say test case 4th or test case 5. Okay, now this is my project folder, and out of this is a smoke test case. This is my build test case, that is U32, and then this is my older test case. It does neither belong to 32 neither belong to smoke. Okay, it is ideally regression. Okay, and yeah, the same in suite 2 also I have this is U32 and there is no smoke test in it. Okay, so say if I want, this is how tagging works. So this is nothing but a tag. So if you are going to add a tag, so in write, the way you do it is in the square bracket say tags and then your tag name. That's it. Okay, that is assigned at the test case level. Okay, so remember, tags are always assigned at test case level. Okay, even you can define it out here or here. Okay, folder level or suite level, but at the end they are going to assign it here on the fly. Okay, let us see how it works. So you want to run the test cases which are only smoke test case. So for that, come to this run window, and here only run test with this tag. So here we are going to say smoke. So it will find out, okay, what all test cases do it have. Does it have smoke test case? So it will go to TC1, it will say smoke, it will tag it. Okay, take this guy for the execution. TC2, no, it doesn't have. Skip this. 3, no. 4, 5. So it's going to take only this test case and it's going to execute this. Okay, now what happened if I say this, let me remove this smoke from this level. Okay, I want to say this test suite is entire smoke test case. Okay, unless it is specifically mentioned that all the test cases inside test suite 1 are smoke by default, unless it is specifically mentioned. Okay, so in this directory I'm gonna say, okay, it's not exactly smoke, but it is sanity or something. Okay, let's take in a vague example. So here what it is going to do is, this is called default smoke. Okay, so it is going to say that, okay, if you do not have any tag associated with you, then use smoke as your tag. Okay, so when I am going to run the my program, what it is going to do is it's going to find it's going to see TC1 and it's going to say that is there any tag associated with it. Since it does not have any, it's gonna put smoke out here. Okay, then for TC2 it's gonna find out that, okay, this guy already have a tag, so just skip this, and it's gonna put smoke out here on the fly, and then it's not gonna modify your file actually. So it is just going to mark this test case accordingly and run it. Okay, so this is known as default tag. Okay, so first tagging was test case level tagging. Okay, second is to test suite level tagging, where if your test case does not have any tag, then apply this tag, that is the default tag. Okay, another tag is called force tag. Okay, force tag. Now what is force tag? Like I want to mark all these test cases as smoke, no matter whether, or I want to mark all of them as regression. Okay, take a different example. So I'm gonna say that, okay, whether it is sanity already defined or not, but if I'm gonna say run my test, all the test cases with the tag regression, then what is gonna do is all the test cases under this hood like TS1, it's gonna get marked with regression like this. So this is gonna mark with regression. TC2, since it is sanity but I have asked to force tag, it will also mark it as regression. So you can use multiple tags also, and this is going to get marked as regression. Now this was a story of test case level tags. You can define same thing on a folder level, like particular folder you are going to say, this all the test cases or test suite, everything under this folder are regression or say like performance. Okay, so I'm just going to call it perf. Okay, so everything in folder A is part of my performance tag. Okay, so if I want to check the performance of my application, I'm going to say perf. So what it is going to do is it's going to add perf out here also. Okay, it's going to say whenever you run it, you add this tag to your child. That's what it is going to say to test suite 1, and then eventually it's going to get added here also, like this. Okay, so this is how the tagging works. So let us see all this thing with an example. Okay, so I have a folder called h tags. Okay, so I have defined two force tag, that is A and B at the folder level. Okay, now if I click on this suite, you can see this A and B in red color. Okay, because it is inherited from its parent folder. Okay, where I have defined the tags. Now I am also going to define a new force tag C. Okay, for this suite 1. So if I click on this say T13, it should show A, B and C in red color. Okay, there you go, A, B and C. Now you are also seeing a tag D. Okay, so if you hover your mouse here, it's going to tell you what does that tag is. So red is your force, and then gray is your default. So if you see this suite, I have put default tag as D. So if this suite does not have anything, assign my tag D to it. So T1 has its tag E, so it's not going to do anything to it, so it's not going to add D to it. It's of course going to add A, B and C. These are force tag, and E its own tag. Okay, for T12 it's the same story, A, B and C. And if I'm remove this T, it's ideally this is a bug actually in the right, but it's gonna crash if I save this now. But it will have only this tag A, B, C and D. Okay, similarly T13 has A, B, C and D, because T13 does not have any its own tag. So similar story is going to work with suite 2 also. It's going to inherit A and B from its parent as tags. Okay, and it's going to implement everything to its children. So that is how tagging works. Let me see if I can save this. Yeah, thank God it did not crash. So if I want to run only force tag, okay, run things with A. Okay, that's it, and I'm gonna say start. So it's gonna run everything. Okay, so see it executed T11, 12, 13, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so it executed everything because it was force tag, that is E. Now I want to use only default tag. Okay, and I want to run this program. So this time it executed T13 because I believe T11 and I did not select this, it's my mistake actually. Now let's run this program again. Okay, so 11 has its own tag, 12, yeah, also it has, it's because of that modification we did, it did not catch this. Okay, it has its own tag E, and then we have not defined any default tag for suite 2, so that's why it only picked 13. Okay, now if we say run things with E, so it's gonna fall down to individual tag, so that it says 11 and 21. So 11 is E and 21 also has its own tag E, so that's why it's falling with tag E. Similarly, you can also go with E and D, and then you can run like multiple tags separated by comma, and you can see E also, so it will run all the test cases. So that is it about tagging. Tagging is a very useful feature, as I discussed already here, that you can mark your test cases as regression, smoke, performance, or sometime build acceptance test also. And especially when you are doing some kind of modification, say you are implementing a user story which is part of your release, so you can mark it mark that tag with your either user story and with that release, so that in future if you want to find out like what happened 3 releases earlier, so if my tag is marked as u29 and today is the 32 going, so I can find out okay in u29 this was introduced and I want to just check how, like, how those things are doing right now. So you can simply do it. So tagging that way is very powerful thing, and it should be, I advise that you should use it for better management of your test cases. So that is about tagging. Thanks for watching the video.